Dopesick is an American drama miniseries created by Danny Strong based on the nonfiction book Dopesick: Dealers, Doctors, and the Drug Company That Addicted America by Beth Macy. It stars Michael Keaton, Rosario Dawson, Peter Sarsgaard, Will Poulter, and Michael Stuhlbarg. Dopesick focuses on the epicenter of America's struggle with the opioid addiction across the United States, and specifically the drug OxyContin. Now, the term Dopesick is a colloquial term for drug withdrawal. Now, as a series, Dopesick is a powerful drama. It highlights corporate greed and how much power pharmaceutical companies wield over us as they push their drugs down our throats, literally. Now, the saga continues to this day, but this show primarily focuses on the mid-90s to the mid-2000s, as we see the story told from 6 perspectives. Firstly, we have Dr. Samuel Phoenix, played brilliantly by Michael Keaton, the atypical small-town doctor dedicated to his calling. He's a good hands-on doctor, and at one with the small mining community he serves. He is sold on the idea of giving OxyContin to his patients by salesman Billy Cutler, played by Will Poulter, who is only interested in making money and working his way up the Purdue Pharma sales team. At first, Dr. Samuel Phoenix is somewhat skeptical of this miracle drug that has deemed itself less than 1% addictive and that will cure people of all their pain. But through propaganda, he begins now to prescribe this medication to all of his patients. This is where the show now focuses on one of his patients, namely Betsy, a miner who is injured in an accident and needs now painkillers to help with the pain that she's endured. Dr. Phoenix in turn prescribes OxyContin, and this is where we begin to see the descent of Betsy as she becomes more and more addicted to this drug and eventually becomes addicted to heroin. In an ironic twist, Dr. Phoenix himself becomes addicted to the drug after he is involved in a car crash and is prescribed the drug as a form of handling his pain, and he too becomes addicted and spirals out of control. Then we are introduced to the other side of the matter. We are introduced to Bridget Mayer, played superbly by Rosario Dawson. She's a passionate DEA agent fighting from within to bring down Purdue Pharma, but faces stumbling blocks from corrupt officials at the FDA, as well as more than once encountering Purdue Pharma's extended financial influence. We also see the story of 2 prosecutors, Rick Mountcastle, played by Peter Sarsgaard, and Randy Ramsayer, played by John Hugenacre. They are good, clean living lawyers who want to do right and save the day, but are faced with an uphill battle as they go through reams and reams of paper to find just the smallest hint that Purdue Pharma are selling this drug, knowing full well what it's capable of. In preparation for his role as attorney Rick Mountcastle, Peter Sarsgaard went to Dayton, Ohio, where he accompanied local police on ride-alongs, hung out with active opioid users, talked with afflicted family members and support groups, and went to jail where he observed users trying to dry out. He has said that the hands-on experience transformed his perspective and imbued him with more empathy and understanding for the victims of the epidemic. Finally, we are introduced to the Sackler family, the family that runs Purdue Pharma, and one of the richest families in all of America. They are worth billions, but we are primarily focused on Richard Sackler, played with clout and cold ruthlessness by Michael Stuhlbarg. He is unrelenting in his pursuit of making OxyContin the biggest drug in the world, and he won't take no for an answer. It doesn't matter how many stats he has shown, and it doesn't matter how many stories he has told of people dying or suffering from people that have taken this drug in their community. For him, it's all about continuing his family's legacy and making a name for himself so that he may aspire to be more. In the show, he is portrayed as psychopathic, rapacious, and a complete power-hungry overlord as he prevails over this endemic that is raging through America. Now, this is a very powerful show, and it will long stay with you afterwards. Well written and thought-provoking, and frankly, just scary. To see how easy it is for huge pharmaceutical companies to get these drugs passed through the system, to get doctors whom we trust to prescribe it to us as if we were just taking any other ordinary pill, to see how corrupt officials just turn a blind eye as hundreds of thousands of people die in the streets or their families are forever affected, while these companies turn a profit ranging in the billions. It is truly eye-opening and frankly quite frightening. Now, Michael Keaton is excellent in this show, and I love seeing him get the chance to sink his teeth into a role where he could play it over 8 episodes rather than just a 2-hour movie. For me, he's one of the standouts of the show, along with Kaitlyn Dever, who plays Betsy. This is a tour de force performance and one of the hardest roles in the whole show, and she pulls it off perfectly as you're taken down the sad, awful journey with Betsy. Powerful, eye-opening, and a must-see, Dopesick gets an 8 out of 10.